Welcome aboard Bus One. We are on our way to Guelph, Ontario, and we've got some time to kill. Let's play some trivia. Gamers, introduce yourselves.
What's up? It's Aidan.
I'm John.
And I'm Mitch.
Alright, so as you should be aware if you listen to the first 3 episodes, there are 3 levels of questions, each level getting progressively more difficult than the last. The first level is worth 1 point, the second level, each question is worth 2 points, and the third level, each question is worth 3 points. Obviously, we are going off of the honor system and hoping that no one is looking up the answers as we go through this. And once per game, I will be giving a fake answer to one of my questions. At any point, if you think the answer that I have given is not correct, you can challenge the answer. If you correctly challenge the question, then you are awarded 3 points. If you challenge a question and you are wrong and it is in fact a real answer, you lose 3 points. You all are going to keep track of your own points, and then at the end, most points wins. Alright, so I am curious, what do you guys think the topic is going to be this week?
It's gotta be music related, it's gotta be.
My joke that I was predicting earlier was musical styles of the early 1819s.
Last time I talked to Bryce, he was really big on glass as a concept, so that feels pretty solid.
Hey, that's a good topic.
Not a bad topic at all.
So you were all wrong.
Perfect.
So starting off really, really great with answering the questions. But the theme for this week is, and I think we can insert a drum roll here, or honestly, it could also just be us, well, whatever.
It's fine.
I've already drum rolled
now.
Yeah. But the theme for this week is time.
There is a lot of that.
Like
You
history?
could say it's about time for some trivia about time.
Bryce, it's only episode 4. It's not
Bryce,
about
you can't
time
get
for
meta in
anything.
episode 4.
All right. Well, with that, we're just going to jump right in to level 1. So for this episode, the players will be buzzing in, and whichever player buzzes in first gets the first opportunity to answer the question. If they are correct, they get the points for that question. If they are wrong, it moves to the next player that buzzed in.
That's a great explanation that I did not give last week. So
Okay,
we'll just let
good.
that extend retroactively.
Okay. And you can buzz in at any point, I think is what I will rule on that. All right, here we go. In the 1993 movie Groundhog Day, Bill Murray portrays Phil Connors, a cynical weatherman who becomes trapped in a time loop, forcing him to relive February 2nd repeatedly. What is the song that Phil wakes up to every morning on his alarm radio?
Oh no.
This is a bad time to admit I've never seen Groundhog Day.
You've never seen Groundhog
I've seen
Day?
it once.
I've seen it once. I can't.
Oh boy.
This is not gonna go well. Oh gosh.
I love this movie. All right, we have Aidan. Take a guess.
25 or 6-4 by Chicago.
Oh boy. All right, that is incorrect. John or Mitch, you want to take a guess?
Sure. I don't know. Mr. Blue Sky by the Electric
Oh my
Light Orchestra.
Mitch.
I believe in you, Mitch.
That you got
The
this.
soundtrack to
No.
the movie
You
Groundhog
are
Day.
all wrong.
The
Is
entire
he wrong?
soundtrack.
Argue that.
They played the entire soundtrack to the entire movie just in that.
So,
He wakes
Yeah.
up to that every morning.
if you've actually watched the movie,
Unfortunately.
it is the song that plays over and over and over again every single time that Phil Connors wakes up, and the song is I Got You, Babe.
feel like-
So if you are familiar with the
Couldn't
movie,
sing that
which
if I tried.
our gamers are not, you'll know that February 3rd, when he finally gets out of the time loop, the song actually still plays that morning. And he only realizes that he's out of the loop when he realizes that Rita is still in bed with him, and the radio banter after the song has changed.
Oh.
So just some fun facts, and your homework after this is
Is to watch
go
Groundhog Day.
watch Groundhog Day.
Does that radio station just
Will do.
start every morning with "I Got You, Babe."
I think it's more of an Inception situation where like you don't know, is he quite out of the loop yet?
Is he about to start repeating February 3rd?
Exactly.
Ad infinitum? Yeah.
Give me Groundhog Day 2 the day
This is
after.
a good start.
Groundhog
This is a good
Day
start.
2, February 3rd.
All right, we are on to question 2. Which region of the world does the herb thyme come from? Aidan.
Ooh, when you say like region in the world, I want to say Western Europe.
Be a little more specific than that.
Well,
I'll give you another chance.
I'll give you my thought process here. The song Scarborough Fair says parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. So I'm thinking the United Kingdom.
No.
Darn.
Mitch.
Okay, I got this. So this is from actually my knowledge of D&D. I did
Disgusting.
I did a Greek-inspired campaign. I'm pretty sure if it's not like, I guess Greece is like pretty like specific, but I'm guessing like the Mediterranean or like not like Spain. I'm guessing like Mediterranean Turkey area.
Spot on, Mitch. Witt.
Gosh, I was
spot on.
The only reason I know that is because I had a character who's playing a cook, and I had to like look up Mediterranean foods.
Yeah,
I had
and you
to
actually
research
called
it.
out. My fun fact is actually about the Greeks, because they used it in their baths and burnt it as incense in temples because they thought it was a source of courage. And some people actually do think that it came from the Greek word for courage, which is thumos. So yeah, spot on, Mitch. Mitch, you get a point.
Dang, Mitch.
D&D comes in handy.
Look at that thumus.
Let's see what that thumus do.
Oh
hated
god. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Moving
at all.
on. Question number 3. Why was daylight savings time started?
I don't want to go first this time. I want to be second.
Okay,
I want to have a chance.
I'll go first. I buzzed in.
All right, Mitch Witt.
I feel like this is just like my headcanon maybe about it, but I feel like
My
it was
daylight savings
because
time headcanon.
I,
You remember the
I,
daylight savings time fandom?
I thought it was like they found that the timing of like the sun rising and setting was like off or something in like a certain time zone, like in like our time zone or something. So they said like, this is a horrible explanation, but I feel like they were like it would be simpler or it would make more sense with the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun to like take and give a few times different years.
You're bouncing around the right answer, but
Dang
it's
it.
not specific enough that I'm going to give it to
That's
you.
fine,
Aidan,
that's fine.
Do you
Can
wanna,
I-
You want to hop on?
Clarifying thing. Am I right in saying that daylight savings, is it only a U.S. thing?
That is not true.
Okay, so, well, here's my theory. So you know how, like, leap year is like, hey, a year's 365 days, but it's not really, and they kind of messed up, so they have to add a day? I think they were just bad at counting hours.
Okay.
So they just had to do a little bit of switcheroo in there, and they retroactive fixing it.
Wrong.
Okay, whose answer was better? Be honest. Whose answer was better?
John Svensson.
Still not
Yeah.
right.
I have no clue, but I'm going to try. Is it just to like maximize the amount of sunlight we have like distributed throughout the day?
Really close, but I need
it like
you guys to be
working
a little
hours?
more specific.
Something farmers.
Yeah,
something,
yeah. Can I
something.
try one more time? Is it specifically to sort of to help like the working hours? Like,
So I'm
to
going to stop
increase-
you because
Okay,
John
go.
actually said the word that I'm looking for,
Oh.
which was farmers.
oh, okay.
So I'm going to give the point to John.
That's fine.
I'll take
I
it.
understand.
Under my breath.
So the answer is farmers advocated for the change to have more time to work in the fields.
Wake up earlier.
Little do our contestants know that this was the fake answer. Looks like they were fooled this time.
The implementation of daylight savings time is actually really interesting in the U.S. It was implemented nationally and then was changed back and forth a few times before they just kind of left it up to the states and the regions, which has caused a lot of mess for many years. But most of it is sorted out at this point.
Except for Arizona, who somehow managed to escape unscathed.
All right, moving on. Question number 4. It's just a jump to the left. Which of these artists is featured in the chorus of the film version of Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show? This is multiple choice. A. Meatloaf. B. David Bowie. C. Blondie. Or D. Elton John. John.
It feels David Bowie-esque.
You are incorrect.
Nailed it.
Aiden.
Well, I was also gonna say David Bowie, so I'm glad that John didn't. He got that wrong.
That David Bullet for you.
Can I? I'm gonna go Blondie.
That is also incorrect. Mitch.
Elton John. Is it Elton John?
You all got the wrong
It's
answer.
Meatloaf?
I don't know who Meatloaf is.
I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea who Meatloaf is.
You don't know
What
who
a
Meatloaf
travesty.
is?
He's the one I
Whatever.
know.
Meatloaf, also Marvin Lee Eddie, famously plays Eddie in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my god, you're right.
But he actually played another role on stage, Dr. Scott, and did it so well that he made Tim Curry break character on
Wow.
stage.
Wow.
So now you have a second movie to go watch again.
Okay.
I've
my
actually,
list.
fun fact, I've never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Neither have
Oh.
I.
Oh man.
What I have seen is in middle school, I saw the Doctor Who parody video of the Time Warp, and it's very well executed.
Is it? How would you know how well executed it is if you haven't seen the
Because
original?
the production value is really high.
All right. So the next question, there's going to be a few questions that are in this format throughout the game today. I am looking for a number, and whoever gets closest to the number will get the point for this.
Ooh,
Because I would be shocked if someone got it specifically.
get ready.
All right. Question number 5. When was the first wristwatch invented?
This all really hinges on what Bryce is considering a wristwatch.
A watch that's on your
Your
wrist.
wrist.
Some guy wrapped a
Exactly.
pocket watch around his wrist a couple times and was like, yeah, this is
That's
it. This
it.
is the next big thing.
I'm just throwing a number out there.
All right.
Somehow in my head, the first thing that came to my head when you asked that was like a watch with a sundial on it. So I'm
I
gonna...
will stop you there
Okay,
and,
okay.
and say that does not count.
Okay, cool.
Because
Oh, okay.
I don't want you guys to get too far off track.
You're not
Okay.
a big wrist sundial fan?
I'm talking about the modern, like close to the
Yeah,
modern
okay.
day.
Well, we've all
Wristwatch.
seen Hercules, where like the person goes down
Yeah.
the corner and goes, "Want to buy a sundial?"
Okay, my guess, this is a complete guess then. My guess is going to be, it's got to be like the 1800s. So I'm going to say like 1850.
All right, John.
I want to try to box Mitch out and say like 1807.
Shoot.
Okay,
I'll just overshoot it then. 1851. There we go.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh my god. I
I was
should have
gonna say
waited. dude.
1865 was my original one, but now that we're seeing what the
It's
cards,
a fine strategy.
You should say that number
Okay.
because if you did, you would only be 3 years off. Because the correct answer is 1868.
Yep,
Wow.
baby.
So I feel less bad about giving Aidan.
I
the
was so
point there.
close, though.
Fantastic.
So actually, they weren't very popular at first because everyone still had pocket watches at the time. They became popular during World War I when the military personnel found it much more beneficial to use wristwatches on the battlefield.
It's always the
and
military.
then they just continued to use them after war.
And now mine tells me when I'm sleeping.
I'm not going to forgive you for that, Aiden.
So we are at the end of round 1. I'm not going to lie. I thought these would be more easy than what
And they're
you guys
only
have
going
done
to
so
get
far.
worse from here,
Oh,
gang.
no.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like, I guess it depends on what your version of a hard question is. Yeah, so where are we at with points at the end of round 1?
One's all.
Yeah, I got
I
a
got
one as
one,
well.
baby.
We all got
Alright.
one.
High rolling in bus 1 today.
Yeah, you know.
Plus one.
But that is good,
Right.
because that means 3 of the questions were answered.
And like, we each got one.
But somehow the multiple choice question was not one of them.
Listen,
I'm
That's
convinced
the
you made
anomaly.
Meatloaf up. I should have challenged
you
it. I
should
should
have
have challenged
the existence of meatloaf.
You all really don't know about meatloaf?
No, I don't. I'm vegetarian.
100%.
Well,
could have
Meatloaf's
challenged
actually
it.
You could have. But then you'd
fun
be at
dish.
-2 points.
I know more about Beetlejuice than I do meatloaf. Let me just put it that way.
Michael Keaton.
So we are on to level 2.
Ooh.
Which 2 U.S. states do not observe daylight savings time? So John accidentally gave one of the answers away.
I know, and that's why I buzzed
earlier.
first.
And Aidan buzzed first.
So I know Arizona's one of them.
It's Arizona.
Because John
Get the other
said
one.
it. Locked in, baby. Now I gotta think here. Because I didn't actually have an answer going into this. I just knew that one. I'm gonna go with the second one is Hawaii.
You are correct.
Yeah,
Aiden.
Damn.
Crowley, all right.
I was gonna say Alaska.
That is 2 points for Aidan.
Heck
Yeah, that's a real good guess. Interestingly enough, not all of Arizona is that way.
Ooh.
The Navajo Nation and their territories actually do observe daylight saving time,
Interesting.
but a majority of the state does not observe.
I feel like if you're a small territory, then the whole point of daylight saving is to give yourself more hours, but you could just be like, hey, we're just going to work until 7
So,
today.
to be clear, you know that daylight saving time doesn't give you an extra hour in the day.
I know,
it just
it
shifts
changes
the hour.
the distribution. But why can't you just like adjust your mindset instead of adjusting the actual
Well,
clocks?
And how much farmland is there really in Hawaii? And it's equatorial. Like you have daylight as long as you need it. So.
Well, I was going between Alaska and Hawaii there.
All right, we are on to question 7. Before I give this question, whoever answers the question correctly will have the opportunity for bonus points. So you will get 2 extra points if you get the bonus portion correctly. But only the person that gets it correct will get the opportunity.
I can't jump in with the bonus points.
Wrath.
Nope. Question 7. Great Scott! In the Back to the Future trilogy, what are the 4 years to which they time travel?
This is
Oh,
a
no.
level 2 question.
Oh my gosh.
They time travel in the full trilogy. Oh no.
I will caveat the question because it is misleading, including the year they start out in.
Mm-hmm.
So
How do I have to be exact?
preferably. Do you have you guys seen the movies?
I've seen the movies. I just
yeah.
don't.
I don't pay attention to the
Yeah,
years.
that's not a huge detail.
They only repeat it all the time in the movies.
What if I get like describe the time period?
I can describe the time.
No.
Okay.
I only know one of the numbers.
I will give you. Never mind. Aiden buzzed in.
Okay, this. I'm shooting in the dark here. Ready?
All right.
The first one, or the farthest back one's Cowboys, right? So let's say 1893.
Okay.
The second one is 1964, then 1982, and then is it 2018? Do they go? I forget. It happened
You
recently.
are incorrect.
So darn.
I guess I will give a hint that the years all end with the same number.
Oh, I probably should have.
So, Mitch.
Okay, I think because I do know that the one that they go to the future, I remember all the memes from that time. All I know about it was 2015 or 16. I don't know which one. I'm gonna go with 2016. So then I guess my thought is okay. I guess one of them was 1986, 2015 or 2016, 1896 and 1976. That's my guess.
Incorrect.
Okay. I
10 minutes
figured.
of this podcast's runtime is going to be Mitch coming up with numbers.
John, give it a go.
So I think the one that they went to that we just lived through was super recent. I think it was 2021. It was very up to par. And then 1981, 1951, and then 1891.
You're all wrong.
Great.
I would have given it to you if one of you would have gotten all the decades correctly, but no one even got all the decades.
Well,
Really?
listen.
Perfect.
What's the cowboy one? Because there's Cowboy, there's Chuck Berry, there's the 80s, and then there's
Future.
the recent one. And so I just
Shame.
added dates.
Shame that you didn't get this. So,
Yeah.
I will give you the answer by going through the bonus question that none of you will have the opportunity to get through.
Perfect.
So the bonus question is, what order do they happen in the movies? With Marty traveling specifically. So, Back to the Future 1, they start in the year 1985. So, in the first movie, all that happens is that they go back to their parents when they were in high school, which was 1955.
Oh, okay.
And then they return back to 1985. And then in Back to the Future 2, Marty goes from 1985 to 2015.
Oh,
Very
it's 2015.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that Mitch, you might have been tripped up on is They predicted the Cubs would win the World Series in 2015, and that actually happened in 2016.
Oh, that's what I was. Yep.
1 year
yeah,
off.
that was
so that's probably what tripped you up there.
That was it.
But then they go back to 1985, where they come to a dystopian 1985, because if you remember from the movies, old Buff went back and changed the past. So they had to go back to 1955 to get rid of the almanac.
Did you say Buff?
Biff.
Biff.
Wait, are you going to
Yeah.
challenge that?
Biff. I'm not
then-
challenging that
Got
based
him.
off of Bryce mispronouncing Biff's name.
Finally, in the last movie, you are correct in the setting, but they go from 1955 to 1885, so 100 years from what the quote-unquote present is, before they use the speed of a train to get back to 1985, because they don't have gas and they can't get up to speed without a train.
How does
I think I
how
was the
fast do
closest.
trains go?
I don't know.
At least 88 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's
There
what I
you
was
go.
it's like.
1 point.
Can they
I feel like I
21
was the most
gigawatts.
right. I was the most right.
Were you?
Mitch, you were, but you got the 80s. You said 1890s, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, sure.
Pretty sure.
Sorry about you, bud.
All right. 3 more movies to watch. You're up to
Jesus.
5 movies.
I'm just
You
bad
should
at
be
these.
happy to know. Oh, never mind.
I'm not.
There's one more movie question throughout the rest of the
Uh-oh.
trip.
Okay.
All right. Well, on to question 8. Order the following songs in which they came out. All of these songs have the word time in the title.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
First, we have Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day, Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger, and If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher.
That's not the one that's.
John.
Can you list those one more time for me, just so I can?
I can.
Perfect.
That is Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day, Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger, and If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher.
All right. So going from the past to the future.
Yeah, oldest to newest.
I'm going to say Old Time Rock and Roll, Time After Time, the Cher one, whose name already I've forgotten, and then Good Riddance by Green Day.
You are correct.
Dang it.
Spot on. The years of those 4, you have Old Time Rock and Roll. It came out in 1979. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper came out in 1983. If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher, which came out in 1989. And finally, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day, which came out in 1997.
Yeah, Cher was like the thing that really worried me there, because she's 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Well done, John.
Thank you.
That is 2 points for you. On to question 9. Everyone knows that leap years occur every 4 years. However, there are 2 exceptions to this rule. What are the exceptions? You'll get 1 point for each exception you name.
Wait. Is one.
John.
Is there a problem like every millennia we have to like kind of take a break from that? Just to like kind of, because we're like over adjusting with the leap year?
Good guess, but that is not correct. Do you want to take a stab at the second one?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Aiden.
There were no leap years before leap year was invented.
That is technically true.
Technically
Disgusting.
correct.
Disgusting.
Technically
But
correct.
that is not an exception to the rule. That's just a fact.
Right. Can I try
Do
my
you-
hand at 2 exceptions
Yeah.
though?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go with what John was saying. I'm saying every 200 years we have to do a double leap year, and we have to do 2 days. Because we still undercorrect, but by a bigger factor. But like
That
instead
is
of overcorrecting.
incorrect.
And then the second one,
The second fake
I don't
fact
have
I'm going to make up right
I
now.
don't have
Okay.
it. I could go right.
Mitch, you want to give it a go?
Yeah. What? First of all, what does a? Okay, this is gonna sound like a stupid question. What does a millennia mean?
It's 1,000 years.
1,000. Okay, I'm gonna guess 100 years. Every like 100 years.
That is correct. That is 1 point. So
Dang,
it
I
is
say 200.
not
Okay.
not a leap year if it's divisible by 100. Do you know
Wow.
what the second exception is?
No, but I will say the only thing that I thought of when you asked that question was Pirates of Penzance. That was the first thing that came to mind, and I don't think that they talked about that so I can't think of it.
Mitch has not seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Groundhog Day, or any of the Back to the Future movies, but he has seen
I have Pirates of
Penzance.
Penzance. I love
he's
Pirates
just-
of Penzance. It's hilarious, dude.
He's a pirate king, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, that Major General really has a lot of
Yeah,
words.
I was gonna
They
say,
literally
I'm
sing
very
a song
loud.
about being quiet, but they're like being super loud. It's hilarious.
All right, well, next episode I do with Mitch, I'll just do the entire one on
Pirates
Pirates
of
of Penzance.
Penzance.
Yes, thank you. I would be so good at that.
So you got that it is not a leap year if it's divisible by 100. The caveat to that is it can be a leap year if it is divisible by 400.
Disgusting.
So it gets kind of confusing. How that works is the year 2000 was a leap year, but the year 1900 was not a leap year, even though it was divisible by 4.
And so
I
same
wasn't
goes for
alive in 2000.
2100.
So the reason for that was the Earth rotates about the Sun 365.24375 times a year. So the leap year was introduced in order to correct that to 365.25, but that was still not close enough. So at some time on later, they added the two other exceptions, which gets the number to 365.2425, which is close enough not to matter very much. But what is interesting is they still do leap seconds every once in a while in order to correct for that extra decimal place.
That's really
Wow.
interesting,
That
actually.
feels
Like
kind of anal.
Imagine being the guy
Well,
in charge
no.
of just time.
There's a whole
It's
committee.
kinda cool.
There's a whole like international committee like
it's
about
kind of cool because
keeping
like
track of time.
as we got our scientific capabilities increased, then they like better like updated it. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know. I
Do you
think
think someone just looks at like the position of the Earth on New Year's Day and they're like, we're like a centimeter off where we should be. We have to
We
go
have
back to the
adjust.
drawing
We
board.
have to
I mean,
adjust.
I'm sure for a while it was very experimental. But at this point, they have computer models and they know when they need to do
Yeah.
it. The last time it happened, interestingly, was December 31st, 2016. The last time they added a leap second
Disgusting.
Wow.
into our time.
So I
I
could
feel
have
like a
just been
lot of
like
things
living a
happened in
second
2016.
behind for the last
Yeah.
5 years, 6 years.
Honestly, we could be living a whole couple days behind and I wouldn't know. So
2016 was
what
quite an
big
interesting year.
time
Now,
doesn't
wasn't
want you to think?
It's Wednesday of next week. Fun fact.
it? A lot of really interesting things happened in 2016.
On to question 10. Time magazine is also known for its Time 100, an annual list of the most influential people in the world. In the first decade of the 21st century, who appeared on the list the most times? This is multiple choice. I will give you 4 options. So your options are A. Hillary Clinton, B. Oprah Winfrey, C. Bill Gates, or D. the Dalai Lama. Mitch,
Oprah. That's my guess.
you are correct.
Yep.
Very impressive. This was one that surprised me. I think looking at this
It
list,
doesn't
I would
surprise
have
me.
guessed Oprah last, but yeah. So they all do appear on the list in the first decade. Oprah appears a total of 6 times in that span.
Wow.
Second behind her is Hillary Clinton at 5. And then behind her is Bill Gates and the Dalai Lama, which both have 3 appearances in that decade. Bill Gates also has an appearance in the original list, which was, I believe, 1999, slightly out of the decade. But yeah, so that is 2 points for Mitch, which I believe puts us back into an even tie.
Yeah.
Wait, did I not get points from the last one?
It does not put us into an even tie. It
Oh,
puts
sorry,
Mitch
you get-
1 point ahead.
You got 1 point from before. I forgot. Yeah, that question was such a train wreck. I forgot someone got a point.
Fair enough.
The time math.
All right. I think it's time for a commercial break.
Do you need someone to take care of your grandparents? Well, have I got the gentleman for you? I will come down and take care of your grandma or grandpa. God damn it. I can't do this. God
Send me
fucking
the
damn
script,
it, dude. I can't do it.
It kind of sounds
Oh
like
my
you're trying to
God.
murder my grandparents.
I'll take care of your grandparents.
I don't know. What's a better one? What's a better one? That's what I came up with, but I can't do that.
Do you feel like you're living 1 second behind or even an entire week? Well, lucky for you, I have the address of the Leap Year People Committee. For the low price of $19.99, you can hunt down each of these people, kidnap their families, and hold them hostage until they give you that 1 second back.
This is an actual threat that we're going to broadcast. So we've graduated from threatening innuendo to you can kill the leap year committee.
No, kidnap their families.
You said hunt them down.
Hunt them down to kidnap their families. I don't know, Mitch. Just do your one.
No, let me think. I like how being related to like time. I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got it. Okay. Do you sometimes find it a little ridiculous to have to look at your phone to set timers? Well, have I got a product for you? I will personally stand next to you, and whenever you want me to set a timer for you, I will set it and inform you when it goes off. You can do whatever sound you want me to do. That's all I can come up with. I don't know.
So that was like an ad for like a sort of entourage service.
Yeah.
Mitch just comes up and goes, beep,
I don't
beep,
know.
15
They'll pick whatever
minutes.
they think is the best.
Alec or Cameron, if you're listening to this, could you please find a way to combine all three of those ads
Yeah,
there we go.
into one?
Do you have,
Grandparents? Well,
for the low price of $19.99,
I will personally
hold them hostage until they give you
The Hawaii chair.
We are moving on to level 3. As a reminder, questions in this round are worth 3 points, and off we go with question number 11. In the 2014 Christopher Nolan film, Interstellar, Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, and his team travel to Miller's planet, what just so happens to be orbiting a black hole called Gargantua. Due to the exponentially higher gravitational pull on the planet, they figure out that for every hour spent on Miller's planet, how many years will pass on Earth? Aidan,
Is it 6?
you are incorrect. Mitch,
I think it was 4.
that is also wrong. John,
I'll thread the needle. Is it 5?
you are wrong, and Aidan, you are the closest. I am going to go ahead and give it to you, because you were only one off.
You're going to give him 3
Seven.
points for being nearby.
Actually, that is fair. You didn't get it exactly, but you did get it right.
Do you want to deduct me 1 point for being 1 year off?
Just give him 1
Yes.
point.
You know what? That it's good. I'll give you 2 points.
Disgusting.
All right. So interestingly, the field of relativity predicts this would actually happen if someone were to visit a planet close to a massive black hole like Gargantua. They actually got stranded on the planet, and they realized by the time they got back to the main ship that 23 years had passed in Earth time.
Was that the one with the big old wave?
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
The wave comes. Well, and they also realized that Miller's equipment looked pretty new when they got there, even though she had been on the planet for like 20 years. And that's when they realized, oh, she's only been here for a couple hours. And then that's when everything went wrong. But yeah.
All I remember was super sad because he like went back to the ship and he was looking at like the computer and he saw like all of these like messages from like his daughter and son, and then they like hated him. That was so sad.
The science in Interstellar is like really good.
All right, so question number 12. Russia has the highest number of different time zones of any country in the world. How many different time zones are there in Russia? That is John first.
I'm going to say 8.
That is incorrect. Aidan.
I was also gonna say, but I'll go. I'll go 5.
Okay. Mitch, you want to take a guess?
Yeah, I'll highball it. I'll say 10.
Mitch is the closest.
Wow.
There are 11 time zones.
Oh my God.
If you think about the U.S. itself has 5, right?
Oh, I thought I was going for.
Yeah, because
Russia's huge.
Alaska and Hawaii are on their own time too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for Russia, that means one side of Russia is always 10 hours off of the other side of Russia, which is
Wow.
insane.
Crazy.
It's very
That's
weird.
crazy.
Well, that's why China just has 1 time zone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
they were
fun
just like,
fact.
screw
I did
it.
not
We're just
include
going to
that.
do 1 time zone.
That's crazy.
We have 3 questions left. So we are on to question 13. A single day on Venus is equivalent to how much time on Earth? Aidan.
3.5 months.
I need to do some math.
Just a little bit of
Math,
math
yeah.
there.
I don't have it in months.
Oh, so that'd be like 115 days, I think?
You said 115?
115 days.
Okay.
Is Venus like the really big one?
Mitch.
That's upsetting.
Mitch.
The public school system has failed, Mitch.
Yep. Yes.
John, you want to take a guess?
I was going to say like 4 weeks.
Okay. Mitch, you want to take a guess?
Yeah, I'll go low. I'll say 3 weeks.
Aidan, did you know the answer?
There was like one of the things in the back of your head where you're like, I'm pretty sure I've heard that before.
Because you were almost spot
What was
on
it?
with your guess. So I would have accepted 116 or 117 as
No
completely
way!
correct.
Wow.
It is exactly 116 days and 18 hours. That is impressive. I was not expecting that.
Do we dock Mitch points for not knowing where Venus is?
Okay,
Like
listen.
which one Venus
listen.
is?
Interestingly enough, Venus only orbits the sun every 224.7 Earth days. So a
Wow.
year on Venus technically doesn't even have 2 full days.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good job, Aidan. You definitely get 3 points for that.
Terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
So the next question has 3 different parts. Each of them is worth 1 point. Which historical events took place first? The beginning of the Aztec Empire or Martin Luther's 95 Thesis? Aidan.
Martin Luther's 95 Theses.
That is incorrect, which means, Mitch, say the correct answer.
Aztec, beginning of Aztec Empire.
That is correct. So you get a point. I also will give you an additional point if you can tell me the correct date of the beginning of the Aztec Empire.
Nah, I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna embarrass myself. Skip.
The beginning of the Aztec Empire was 1428, and Martin Luther's 95 Thesis was 1517. All right, second one. Here we go. The construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, or the first International Olympic Games held in modern history?
Ooh.
John.
It's the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge.
You are correct. So for the bonus point, can you tell me within a range of 50 years
When the Brooklyn Bridge was built,
was constructed?
I'm going to say like 1830.
I will give it to you. It is 1869.
Wait, is that a bonus point?
Yep.
Awesome. I love
Nice.
those.
The first International Olympic Games held in modern history was 1896. So it is about 30 years or so after. All right, the final part of this question 14. The James Cook exploration of New Zealand and Australia, or the Taj Mahal is built in India? John.
I'm going to say the Taj Mahal.
You are correct.
Beautiful.
That is another point and another opportunity.
Another opportunity. I'm going to say 1750 for the Taj Mahal.
You are about 100 years off, so you do not get the
Dang.
bonus point.
Big
The
oof.
year is 1653. You were much closer to the James Cook exploration, which happened in 1769.
Sounds about right.
We are on to the final question. In 45 BCE, Julius Caesar and astronomers realized that the civic calendar in use at the time no longer aligned with the solar calendar. In order to correct the issue, how many days were added to the civic calendar in order to properly align them again? Aidan.
Let me do my mental math real quick. Is it like 60?
Nope. John.
Oof. I'll just one up Aidan and say 61.
Ouch.
Okay. And Mitch.
I'm gonna say 30.
You were all incorrect, and I'm upset that I have to give the point to John for going one above Aidan.
I'll take it.
The
The worst.
correct number is 80 days. That
Wow.
made the year 46 BCE a 445-day year.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is actually, to give you the full context of the leap year, this is when the 4-year leap year would initially be created. They did the correction because they realized it didn't line up, and then they added the leap year to get it to the 364.25.
Wow.
And this started the Julian calendar, and it would remain that way until 1582, when Pope Gregory XIII realized that the Julian calendar overcorrected, and so they actually advanced the calendar back 10 days that year. So it went from October 4th, 1582 to October 15th, 1582. And that is when they added the exceptions to the leap year rule in order to get to where we are today.
And so that's why we have the Gregorian calendar, correct? Because Pope
Correct.
Gregory. Perfect.
Yep. Spot on. So let's check where we are on points after round 3.
All right. Mitch is in last with 7. topped by Aidan with 8, and I barely squeaked by into first place with 9 after this round.
So in that case, does someone want to take a swing at which question was the challenge question?
So if you get it wrong,
You lose 3 points.
You lose 3 points, but if either of the two of you get it right,
You
pass
take
it
a
on.
victory.
Yeah, I'm not going to challenge because that would be...
Mitch, are you going to do it?
I'm gonna go for broke.
Okay, I'll wait until you do it and I'll see.
Okay. All right. I have a challenge. I challenge the existence of Meatloaf. I don't think that there's a person on this world whose name is
You
Meatloaf.
are so wrong.
You're...
No.
Mitch!
There cannot be a person
Mitch.
named Meatloaf. It's not
Meatloaf
possible.
Is a person. I mean, it's not
Why?
It's a stage name. His real name
Why?
is Marvin Lee. Look it up.
He exists.
I
He
don't
just...
understand.
Mitch, he recently passed away. It's like
Oh,
a whole
well, I'm
thing.
sorry,
That's
Mr.
sad.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, Mr. Meatloaf, but
This one's a
Why
tribute to
did you choose
Meatloaf
that?
now. This
Mitch
episode.
deservedly is dropping down to 4 points.
well, you know, I was going for broke. Okay.
I don't think I can
Which
do
means,
it. I can't-
Aiden, your second place is secure no matter what.
It's yours if
That
you want
is
it.
fair. Honestly, that is fair. Okay, I
Second
gotta.
place is first to lose.
I know.
Well, other than me.
If you take this from me, I will drive upstate and beat the shit out of you.
Heck yeah. Perfect. Even better. Bryce, I think that you made up one of the fancy leap year rules. I don't think those are true. They can't be true.
You are wrong.
Ah.
All of the leap year trivia is correct in this episode. So the challenge question, all the way back in level 1, it is one that is a common misconception, actually. So I thought that one of you would have at least known this misconception, but we struggled on this question, which explains
Great.
why no one challenged it. But the question is, why was daylight savings time started? So it's actually a misconception that a lot of people in the US, for some reason, think that farmers advocated for the change. But if you ask farmers, it doesn't help them. Because, like, the animals are used to getting milked at the same time, and, like, if you move up the hours in the day, your work is still going to end the same time of the day, but then the hours are different. It doesn't make any sense.
I was onto it. Oh, I gotta.
What is true is daylight savings time originally was proposed by
Ben
I believe someone in the UK, but no one was like, meh. It was actually implemented for the first time in World War I when the German military implemented the idea in order to conserve electricity. All the other context I gave about that is correct. It was flipped back and forth multiple times in the US, and it really is unknown why we still have it. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, we just need to ditch it at this point.
Too
but
late.
I'm over it.
I was gonna say that I didn't think that the Taj Mahal was ever finished. But that's just me.
The Taj Mahal doesn't
I'm a
exist.
Taj Mahal truther.
No, I've been there. I've been there. I just for some reason I thought that like it was like never officially finished. I guess, but maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
On that note, John Svensson is our winner on the time episode.
First time for
Everyone give a round of
everything.
applause. Clap, clap, clap. Alright, well I believe that we are just arriving to our station.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Really good banter, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We can try that again.